Welcome back, gold bugs. Let's take a look what's going on here. Sive Morten, as usual, with the forexpeacearmy.com here. So let's update on the view on the gold market. Actually, it's absolutely crazy performance. I'm not even speaking about the new high that we've got. It's actually we've got a lot of new highs in the recent few weeks, but the problem is in general in the performance, and market stands totally in chaos. And at the first glance, based on recent events that we've got yesterday in the evening, when it was the phone call with Donald Trump with Putin and agreement on the possible meeting in Hungary and Budapest in the nearest time, well, it probably should provide some relief, right? So the triggering some retracement, if they consider that this is not happening. And one of the reasons why I think it might be is just because the Donald Trump is totally inconsistent. So investors already stop watching and hearing what he is telling, what he is doing, because it could change the opinion a few times in a day. And the risks that are created under this his behavior is actually overweight the effect of his speeches and what he's speaking. So, and that just keeps the overall risk level and a constant high numbers, some constant high level. So whatever he said, maybe meeting with Putin, maybe will not meeting. So today he could say absolutely different things when he will take the meeting with the G7 representatives in the nearest couple of days. All this stuff keeps market attention. They stop paying attention to some factors that theoretically could lead to retracement on the gold, for example, or on United States dollar. That's the problem, I think. But this is just some actually near-standing rhetoric. Let's take a look on the performance. So what we have, market in general is calling around the same tops that have been estimated. I am not even considering daily chart, because here market, you can see, obviously stand overbought. We talked about this, and it's not really interesting until market starts some moderate pullback. Once it will start, we will get lots of trading stops here. But currently we have to drop our time frames to trying to get the similar trading setups, but on a lower time frame. And first of all, we have it on the phone time frame chart. This was our grabber when we suggested the market could start moving slightly higher, and probably it should reach nearly around 42.50. But you can see that it seems that grabber has worked much better than we thought. I'm a bit joking here, but that's really has happened. So we have a big thrust. Currently, for the trading setups, I would consider this big thrusting action. So you can see it's definitely acceleration at 2 times bigger than the thrusting actions that we were trading previously. So here is definitely increasing on the scale. Thrust is really good, so you can see no single close below the 3x3 moving average. Market just keep going higher. And here it seems some kind of the flirting started. Market has formed some kind of high wave pattern on top. Maybe pullback will start. Besides, today's Friday, investors currently do not hold the positions for the weekends, because, as you know, weekend is really big source right now of uncertainty. Big events recently in political sphere are happening in the weekends. What I'm talking about is that if we will get the pullback, here I would prefer to get the 30% retracement somewhere to the 42.25 area. If we will get this pullback, the 30%, that might be great bread and butter trade opportunity for taking long position, counting on a possible pullback. That's the first trade stop that we could consider next week. Hardly will get it today. So on the hourly chart, we have a similar action, but since this time frame is smaller, thrust is suitable for the trade stand even in the final part of our big thrust on the 4 time frame chart. So this is whole thrust that we're considering on the 4 time frame chart. And this is its final stage. It's also suitable for possible patterns. But here is a bit different story, because here market is forming double repo sell. You can see first close below 3x3, close above, and now it's closing below. Of course, we are not calling you to trade it on the bearish side, although it's not forbidden, you could try, but we understand that in the current situation with this ongoing rally, it might be the suicide, trying to take the short positions on the top, whatever bearish patterns you are getting. This is just the common sense. But what the value for us of this pattern is that it could trigger the downside action. So it could confirm the starting of the retracement. And usually the minimum target of this pattern is the 50% of the whole thrusting action. So it's approximately around 42.4 area, 42.50, very close to the 30% support that we have. Maybe a retracement might be even lower, but this is just minimum target. That's how we intend to combine this. Whether you would like to take the short position based on this hourly chart, this is up to you. So if you're really confident with that, or the risk is acceptable for this trade to you, I do not see any problems. So theoretically you could do this, because by later we have potentially double repo sell pattern here. It might be formed, but we're usually acting very gently and trying to keep our recommendations as conservative as possible, just to avoid unnecessary risk. From that standpoint, we prefer to not take short positions, but if market will keep going with this pattern, and the pattern will confirm starting or retracement, we intend to keep an eye on the support area and consider possible long taking position here. That and towards our strategy for the nearest a few sessions. So that's probably all for now. Have a good weekend. See you next week.